Welcome, welcome, welcome to Affinity League 9 Match 2. We are starting out on the draw. This is a no-land hand that, while it can play some things, I'm not sure how far it can get. If we draw, say, Springleaf Drum, it's good. If we draw land, it's good. If we draw neither, it'll be okay for a little bit and then pitter out and do nothing. We have maybe 2 draw steps. I think I'm going to try it. It's risky. But I think it is workable. In the mirror, okay, so Ravager. I'm okay with playing ours as well, and not double playing the opal. We have Galvanic Blast up for the worst part of the matchup, Steel Overseer. We don't have anything further than that. We might be in a bad spot. We do have a Ravager, but we have to Mox Opal in order to get it out. Okay, there's Drum. That helps. So, get out Drum. Ugh. So I still, in order to do anything with Ravager, I still have to do this turn at least. I still have to do the double opal, which means I kind of want to wait until next turn to do it. Which means I want to blast the Ravager to force an early activation of it, of some variety. They'll put it on Volt Scourge, which puts them slightly ahead as far as that goes. Let's get in with our Volt Scourge. So they're looking kind of... they have another one. That does not help us very much. That makes these combats awkward and not in our favor. Signal Pest. Well, we get down the Ravager. Pest can help. It's not the best. Really? I think that's worth saving. Means we're not attacking this turn, which means I should have attacked first. Come on. Good job. Play the other one. Let me play Pest. And pass. So now they're getting in with a larger amount of lifelink, and they have Ravager up to make the attack pretty big. Looks like they're drawing air so far. Granted, they're still a little bit farther ahead than we are. Now they have 1, 2, 3 sacrificable artifacts. I do not, so we're gonna not block that. This is fine. That's good on them. They don't need that extra drum, and it's an extra point of damage. Land would have been more useful later. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if they were to not block, which is not the case, then they'd be able to do that. We could play out Champion by hitting for 1 fewer damage. I think that's fine. And now they're probably going to block the Vault Scourge, maybe the Pest. Question is, do I save it with a Ravager activation? No, because I need that desperately for an attack with the Nexus. So I end up sacrificing it. Things are not looking good. Because even if we go all in on the Nexus, it's not a lethal attack, and they can just block it with Blink Moth. So maybe with that logic, I should have gone all in on my Vault Scourge. Or if not all in, then closer to all in. Because then I could be gaining life. Probably not faster than opponent is draining it. This is fine because they are still living back 1 blocker. I'm going to block here with Edge Champion and then just sacrifice it, because at least this way it forces the opponent to sacrifice. And then I just sacrifice that. And they get in for less damage, and I live another day for now. Blinky, blinky, blinky. So we activate Nexus. We keep up the extra activation with Blink Moth. And I think I go to attacks, not with Ravager. Yeah, that should be fine. Mm-hmm. So now they block, because why wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could go toe-to-toe against the Ravager. But that leaves me with nothing to put the counters on. Ah, shoot. I was really hoping to see that before they did. Guess my zero land hand was just a little bit too clunky. Probably should have mulliganed it. Lesson learned. Don't keep the risky one. Do they think they can win here? Oh. Yeah, they can. I have to block. And I lose all those counters. Yeah, I guess the attack with Ink Moth was bad. Oh, and now I can't block. Yeah, duh. Yep, cool. Alright. So, grudge. Get out the champs. I like Thought Seizes to take care of the threats that I cannot. Galvanic Blast probably does something. Aether Grid's good. Yeah. So Aether Grid. Maybe only one Thoughtseize. So that's 5 cards. I took out 3. The Signal Pests are kind of bad in this. Okay. Here's to a better match 2. Okay. So we have some colored spells. We have some 2-drops. We have no way of getting colored mana. And we have no guaranteed second mana source. Lovely. Here, not much better, but I guess I'll keep in the hopes that I find a second mana source. Be it a 0-drop or another land. Not a great start to the morning. Okay, well, they're mulliganing to 5, which is better for us. I'm going to bottom this because we really need that other mana source. If we don't get it, we're just kind of dead in the water. Vault Scourge. Alright. Now we are cooking with gas. We'll just accelerate out. Another drum. They have 2 potentially for their own Overseer. But I can outrace it. Unfortunately, I don't have anything natural to just put it onto. Okay, that's better. So we throw that bad boy out. Yeah, we just put that down. And is there any reason to hold up this defense? Yes. And I actually probably should have left. I guess that doesn't matter too much. So as long as I don't forget to do this on their end step, this is fine. I've got the man lands, then I can start pumping. I can actually pump, cranial, but they can't do anything with it yet. As soon as they can do something with it, we're in some murky water. Clear attackers, not blocking. Tap to activate. Tap to activate. And activate. Opal is fine, but not great. It does let us play and equip. Is that better? Right now, activating these guys is the same as just using the Memnite. I think I want to leave up a Blink Moth for defense, which means I'm not activating these this turn. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're not attacking for lethal yet. They would need another mana to play and equip Nexus. If they do that, that's 1, 2 from activation, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 if they get another artifact. So I'm not dead as far as that goes. Getting plating down is fairly important. So I'm going to get plating down. I don't think it's important to equip it this turn. Does it also not matter? Yeah, I don't think. I think I'm just going to attack. Okay, that would have been the other artifact. So they don't have lethal, one way or the other. Well, not immediately at least. They have a pretty big swing with the Nexus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. uses all their mana to do that. Then they're only hitting for 7 infect. The question is whether or not I have lethal on the return swing. I think I have to start leaving up a Blink Moth Nexus for defense, which is actually relatively okay because I can start swinging with Memnite essentially for free. For pretty big hits. Granted, they are hitting pretty hard with the Vault Scourge, which is going to get them continually out of my reach. The Overseers are big enough to start considering them as threats as well, though. So they can swing for 9, 10 this turn. 10 lifelink. They're probably trying to calculate if my crackback is too lethal to want to swing right now. No, I should probably do the same. So that's a 4-4. That's a 2-2. Oh no. They're just gonna probably activate Nexus and activate Overseer to swing for 10 lifelink. Playing kind of slow though. Ravager. I don't think that helps. So I almost need to leave up the Blink Moth Nexus. No, I have to leave up Blink Moth Nexus for defense. Which means I need mana there. Gosh, I almost wish that Ravager was instead a 0-drop to make these drums live. Because using the drums means I'm not getting activations from Overseer, which is no bueno. Yeah, so I'm swinging harder on the crackback. And I think not having the Memnite 2 points bigger is fine, especially because I need to leave up Blink Moth for defense, either against Ink Moth or against Vault Scourge. So I will, and this is not lethal, so it's not good. Despite having these 2 Steel Overseers, I'm still not in a good situation because he has more flyers. If I'd gotten an Ornithopter or something, that would be so much better. Galvanic Blast last turn would have been lovely too. Oof, another Ink Moth Nexus. That's not good. So they gain some life, and they didn't equip plating. That seems bad for them. Especially because I still have up a defense, and now I have a little bit more. I'm not at dead. Well, so 1, 2, 3 with a counter, 4 from Battle Cry, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if they activate that. So I do still have to leave up blocks. I think I can still cast this Ravager and leave up the block. Yes, I can. Okay. Just hopefully that's not overextending myself. Is it okay to not... Is it okay to activate this? I think I'm going to swing and then see. Well, it's also 14, 20, 26. They have to block if I go all out. They can block. And I don't need more of these activations to make this better. So I think an all-out attack is actually in my favor. Because it forces blocks. They lose their stuff. And I still have up defense with Blinkmoth Nexus. And I don't think they can kill anything. I don't get the extra activations with Overseer, but I think that's fine. I'm threatening lethal, which is good. Is there any way I can kill them if they don't block in a certain way? I don't think so. Them being at 25 life kind of puts the kibosh on that. Okay. Yeah, I think... What are you... Oh, activating them both. And using Steel Overseer... Oh, yeah, of course. Using Steel Overseer now. Okay, so I miscalculated that because he had 2 activations. That's still fine. Because I can block with Blinkmoth. And I don't think there's a combination. He's stuck with 3 cards in hand. Must be colored source requirements. Alright, cool. That was a fun one. Let's see. Back to on the draw. I think this is still fine. Would Bitter Blossom weirdly work? Only for the stalemates. So I don't think I'm going to go with it. Alright. Hoping for another not so clunky hand. This is atrocious. We were hoping for a not clunky hand deck, not a super clunky hand. This is also clunky. If I get a third mana source, I have a grid, which I guess is potentially good. So, being on the draw with a scry, hope for an opal. I guess he'll do, especially because I have a flyer. And that's all she wrote, right? Right. If this was an opal, then we'd be in business. Alas, it is not. So my biggest hope right now is that they don't have Steel Overseer, because if they do, we will most certainly be behind. And then grid will mean next to nothing except for brand new creatures. Alright, they don't have it, which is very, very good. They might have Blast, though. But we do have Jar up for protection. There is the chance that I'm not even activating Steel Overseer next turn. Well, probably not. Because I would have these two up for one activation. What are you doing? White. Dispatch? Alright. Yeah. Yep. That would have been useful in my case. Ooh, opal. And another blink moth. Oh, I'm just gonna... Well, no. Ugh, that is unfortunate. Our threats are now minimal. Yeah, sure. It looks like they're going to, quote, desperately attack me with Blink Moth, and I'm not going to fall for that, because all they have to do is pump it. So no thanks. Okay. That'll be great for next turn. This turn, I will have up Aether Grid. And I should be able to respond to anything they have. So I will not do it on my turn. Gonna leave up Grudge. Ooh, I only get one activation until I get Opal. Really? Blasting that? Fine. Well, no. Ravager. And then let them do as they will on their turn. And they get in for one. My threats are super minimal. Less minimal now. Grudge on Ravager's good, because even if they modular onto Nexus, and just like that, they will be out of threats, much like I am. Did he just... Did he just put it on my own? No. Okay. That was very confusing. I do, however, believe that I have to leave up the grid activation, so pass a turn. Unfortunately, they can play the Nexus and do the shenanigans with it. Don't have any blockers. And they get in for 1 instead of 2, which is a little bit better. Plating. Alright, well now I can... And now they only have the Blink Moth, which is glorious. So just leave up these 2 for an activation, and I'm going to finally be getting in for some damage. Alright. Excellent. Well, grid doing work. Same with Grudge. Grudge was a very nice draw to have against that Ravager. That would have gotten a little crazy. So we're currently 1-1. I'm not going to be able to do any further recordings this morning, so the next ones will come, I don't know, either tomorrow night or Thursday night, and then I'll post them once complete. With that note, I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.